Hello, and welcome to Get Dave's Next Let's Play. I'll give you hints. It's a Super Nintendo game, and it's in GameSpot's Greatest Games of All Time, and it's one of the greatest games of all time. It's also probably going to be the title of this YouTube video, so it's Chrono Trigger. I know I normally do strategy games, and I'll be getting back to that shortly, but Chrono Trigger's special. I also feel like it hasn't had truly the definitive Let's Play of it done yet. It's not like Earthbound, where I feel like Jason's Groove Machine nailed it, or Star Tropics, which Deceased Crab nailed. No sir, Chrono Trigger's still up for grabs in my books. Although there are some great Let's Plays out there you should check out. So, let's get this show on the road. I'm going to be playing on wait mode. We'll get into the details of what the differences between those are. I also think renaming characters is asinine, so we're going to stick with Chrono. One thing I appreciate about this game a lot is how well it's aged. Late Super Nintendo games, I think, still look really great. You know, if you look at early N64 games and like early 3D era, they haven't aged so well. This, I think, looks better now than Final Fantasy VII does. Good morning, Mom. The game also has beautiful music. Be sure to listen. No, I didn't. This game was a bad influence on me. It made me think cool heroes sleep in late. An inventor friend of mine. Luca. Luca is awesome. Alright. That's my cat. That's my allowance. 200G. Now I have 600G. Alright, so this is Chrono's mom. You can come visit her. She keeps track of current events, so if you get into trouble, you should come say hi so she doesn't worry. Let's do a quick overview of the menu. This is the menu system. The first one deals with equipment. I don't really have any aside from the fact that Chrono's armed himself with a wood sword to go to the fair. Apparently he's expecting some trouble. You know, always good. You know, with that spiky hair and the sword he's bringing, he probably looks like a bad seed. Anyway, you can change your equipment. Brief explanation of the stats. Top left, you will see HP, MP, a sword, and a shield. Hit points, if you run out, you die. You get hit in combat, and it does a certain number of damage points. You generally want those numbers to be low. When you hit enemies, you want the numbers to be high, because that means you're doing lots of damage. MP. You can use special skills like magic and techniques and stuff. Those consume your MPs. They're like special attacks. Attack power 8. That's how strong Chrono hits. We'll get into breaking down how the damage formula works later. Defense 16. You generally want that number to be quite high as well because it's how well I filter out damage. Down on the bottom right section, we've got power, speed, hit, evade, magic, stamina, and magic defense. Power factors into the strength of the weapon. The wood sword, for example, has a strength of 3. Chrono has a power of 5. My net result is an attack power of 8. It's more complicated than it sounds, though, and again, we'll talk about that later. It's not like you just add the two. They could have done it that way, but they didn't. We'll talk about it. Hide cap and hide tunic, those add to my defense total. You add character's stamina stat, I believe, plus their armor gives you the net defense rating. And accessories up random stats, right? So this one increases my speed by 1. Chrono's default speed is 12, this makes it 13. That's how fast your action gauge fills in battle. We'll talk about that later, when we start doing battles. Hit and evade determine the probability of hitting an enemy and the probability of dodging an incoming attack. Generally speaking, they don't matter very much. There's very few enemies who are actually adept at dodging. and very rarely do your characters dodge attacks, so don't worry about them too much. Magic determines the strength of magic attacks. Chrono doesn't have any right now. And magic defense, as a percentage, that's how much damage from magic attacks is screened out. So, good talk. Oh yes, and like any good RPG, this game has experience points. I will explore the town and talk to people while I explain experience points. If you know all about them, you can just read the dialogue and ignore me. Tuh, how can you? So, in typical RPGs, if you're familiar at all with them, you'll know how this works, but, dang. Sure. I gave her $10. So in RPGs, you fight battles against enemies and typically get experience points for this. That's sort of a gauge of how experienced your person is as a fighter. The more experience points you gather, the closer you are to getting a level up. No. Okay, I did. Once you put that... Okay, yeah, that's a bad omen, but once you put those earthquakes in the context of this game, it'll be even more, you know... Let's just say it'll make sense. So, experience points. You get a bunch, you get a level up. Yes, this is a school for beginners. I will not be talking to these people. They tell you how the game works. But that's what I'm for. If you don't know how the game works, don't watch my Let's Play. Wait, that came out wrong. Yeah, so I'll be doing their job. Anyway, level ups increase your stats across the board. Unlike Final Fantasy, which is a game series made by the same people who did this one, this game, which is Chrono Trigger with Get Daved, levels only contribute to your stats. Having a high level doesn't factor into any damage equations in this one, unlike, say, Final Fantasy 3 for the Super Nintendo, /6. I don't get how Luca's a brat. Yeah, it's just all about your attack stat, defense stat. Your level doesn't really matter, aside from when you level up, your power, speed, hit, evade, magic, stamina, and so on go up, which is always nice. I think we're pretty good on those fundamentals. So, 20 experience points, that won't take very long for Chrono to level up. Items. You can use these in battle or at any point to just get various effects. In this case, restoring hit points. The yellow ones are usable from this menu, so keep that in mind. Tech. When you win battles, you get experience points and tech points. Tech points help you learn new abilities. This game has a very special thing, including double and triple techs. So I can combine, like Chrono was about to learn Cyclone there. I could combine a Cyclone with a move of someone else's, and together we could do all sorts of crazy stuff. I won't spoil the surprise, but there's pretty amazing moves that can be done with double techs. Anyway, right now only one's visible because he hasn't learned it yet. Once he learns Cyclone, a new one will become visible, and it will tell me how many tech points I need. Fantastic! And now you know everything there is to know about the game. So we're just going to explore the Millennial Fair a little bit here, so they won't talk to me. Yeah, I'll make them regret ignoring me. Tonics restore life, heals cancel status ailments you get in combat, revive a fallen ally in combat. If you finish a battle with a dead party member, they come back with 1 hit point. Shelters give you all your HP and MP back at save points. We won't be buying any of that because there's a pretty healthy supply of them through other means. Same with this equipment. We'll have interesting and happy lives. Wouldn't that be anyone who's ever here? Have fun. I will! Interesting. I think they mean him. But let's bet on a race, because what's a fair without gambling? I'm gonna go with G.I. Jogger, because I think he's got the best name. Little known fact, you can interfere with the results of this race by just walking around these guys. You can't block them directly, but you can slow them up. So I'm gonna try skewing the results in favor of G.I. Jogger, who's the blue dude. Don't you dare. Go, G.I. Jogger! Please, G.I. Jogger! Victory is mine? You have to wait till the race is done to see the result. Steel Runner, that's crap. You can keep, there's no cost, you can keep betting over and over. Melchior the Swordsmith. He's way above my pay grade on the fancy one. Come see me sometime. Alright, old man I don't know. Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of game playing, but that's gonna wait till next time. Yeah, next time we're gonna hit this bell. Be sure to tune in, because you just cannot get this type of quality with other Let's Plays. I'll see you there.